Hello students, welcome to Easy Engineering. In this video, I am going to explain you generalized error coefficients. Here before we have completed steady state error coefficients of Kp, Ka and Kv. So what makes the difference between the generalized error coefficient and this steady state error? We'll discuss and move on to the same. See, the steady state error coefficient does not show the variations of error with time. At the same time, the input should be the standard input. But this generalized error coefficients gives the same steady state error ESS with a function of time, and it could be done for any type of an input. So for this advantageous effects, we will move on to the generalized error coefficient. So this video explain you how to find the generalized error coefficients. So while solving a generalized error coefficient, we first recollect the error signal in S domain. So we know error signal in S domain E of s equal to R of s by 1 plus G of s H of s. Now I am writing it in a form that is 1 by 1 plus G of s H of s into R of s. Means I am handling this 1 by 1 plus G of s H of s as f of s. So this expression E of s equal to f of s R of s. Freeze it, and similarly we are taken into account of E of t equal to Laplace inverse of E of s, that is error signal in time domain E of t equal to Laplace inverse of E of s. Similarly, f of t in time domain equal to Laplace inverse of s domain f of s. Similarly, R of t equal to Laplace inverse of R of s. Now we are taking S domain and then time domain signals. Now we recollect the convolution theorem of Laplace transform. So before applying the same, I will recollect the points in a convolution theorem for you. See, according to the statement of a convolution theorem of Laplace transform of the convolution of two time domain signals is equal to product of their individual Laplace transform. Means two time domain signals f of t into R of t. Here star makes the symbol of a convolution. The star symbol makes convolution. So Laplace of f of t star R of t equal to f of s into R of s. That is what a convolution theorem is. So according to this convolution theorem, we may rewritten the expressions as Laplace inverse of f of s R of s equal to f of t R of t. Similar cases, Laplace, here Laplace inverse. If so, we can have an E of s equal to f of s R of s here in this equation. Here in this equation, you freeze it with some equation number 1 for our example Now we have expression number 2 as Laplace inverse of f of s r of s equal to f of t star r of t. From this we can write e of t equal to f of t star r of t. Now we have a mathematical convolution of f of t and r of t. According to the mathematical convolution of f of t and r of t, this f of t star r of t equal to integral of, see carefully, integral of minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity, f of t, here f of capital T into r of t minus capital T into dt. This capital T denotes a dummy variable we introduced according to the convolution. Then therefore e of t equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t r of t minus capital T into dt. Instead f of t star r of t we substitute as e of t simply. Okay. Then now we make some assumptions. What are all the assumptions? Means we always taken time domain variable t time starting from 0, then the time increases beyond 0, means time is greater than 0 only. But here according to the convolution theorem, it is given as time limits plus infinity to minus infinity. So it is assumed that the input signal starts only at t equal to 0. It does not exist before 0, means not a negative value. Also we are finding an error signal with time greater than 0. So by considering these assumptions, our expression, previous expression, this one could be changed as same e of t equal to integral of 0 to t, see here 0 to t f of t r of t minus t into capital T, here the dummy variable. Next, students, listen carefully all the things one by one. If you are clear with the concepts in very first, then it is easier. You can see the video and write it in your notebook, and again do practice how far all next steps proceeded. Then it is convenient for you to understand. Now we are using Taylor's series expansion of signal for r of small t minus capital T. First we will see the general expression, then we will apply it to the e of t expression of our case. Generally r of t minus t is written as, listen carefully, written as r of t minus dummy variable capital T r dot, here r dot of t plus capital T square by 2 factorial into r double dot of t minus t cube by 3 factorial r triple dot of t, plus it goes on up to n and beyond n also. So up to n what we have written, see here minus t, okay, dummy variable minus t, here plus t square by 2 factorial, here minus t cube by 3 factorial. Now consider plus and minus goes on consequently. What it means? It has an coefficient, this t, capital T, this t square by 2 factorial has an coefficient minus 1 par the particular factorial. If it is 1, par 1. If it is 2, par 2. Similarly, here we can written it as minus 1 par, it's an n factorial value, so par n, minus 1 par n. If you make minus 1 par n, no need to put an shuffle of minus plus minus plus, you simply put plus 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 plus. This is an convolution, Taylor series expansion. Here this r dot of t equal to first derivative of r of t, r double dot of t is a second derivative of r of t, then r power n dot is equal to r power n dot equal to nth derivative of r of t. This is a general Taylor series expansion of signal. Now this can be substituted for our e of t. If we can substitute the same thing for e of t, what will happen? Our input becomes e of t. Then e of t equal to integral part, we already changed it as an 0 to t, f of t, r of t minus t comes with a Taylor and series expansion. Mere substitution of the same, r of t minus capital T r dot of t plus t square by 2 factorial r double dot of t, and it goes on into dt. Now multiply f of t here, multiply f of t into r of t within a bracket terms, so it becomes f of t r of t into this dt, then f of t capital T means dummy variable r dot of t dt. Similarly it goes on up to the infinite value, up to this infinite value. Now this r of t is r of t, r dot of t, r double dot of t, r power n dot t are constants when the integration is done with respect to time. So the error signal can be rewritten as, listen here, e of t r of t integral 0 to t f of t dt with respect to capital T, with respect to capital T dummy variable. That's why all the small t terms of r of t which are considered as a constants are taken away from an integral portion and rewritten the expression as it is. So for an ace of r convenience, now only we are going to introduce an coefficients. See here, this first term f of t dt including integral is considered as some coefficient c0. Then this term except r dot of t, capital integral 0 to t capital T f of t dt is considered as c1, and this part square part, t square part is considered as c2, c cube part is considered as c3. Similarly, nth derivative part is considered as c1. So we already have r dot terms separately here and here. So again substitute and rearrange the expression of e of t. It becomes e of t, r of t as it is. Instead the integral terms we consider it as a coefficient c naught. Similarly r dot t c1, then c2, c3 up to cn terms. This equation is called as an error signal of e of t as a general equation. Here the terms c0, c1, c2, c3 up to cn are called as an generalized error coefficient, or it may either be called as a dynamic coefficient, means changes with respect to time. Those the cases what we described before is an static error coefficients. Static means stable. Here dynamic error coefficients means it changes with respect to time. So observe these things. It's a general equation of error signal, and these are all the generalized error coefficients. Now the last step of this equation, how we can find ESS, steady state error, by using this generalized error coefficient. On that time ESS is obtained by taking the limits t tends to infinity on e of t. What it means, you take e of t expression as it is, e of t expression as it is, what we discussed here before. Simply put the limit t tends to infinity, then this e of t equation becomes ESS equation. So this is the last expression, c of t r of t plus c1 r dot of t, all ESS equation comes around. So students, in this video I explained you the generalized error coefficients of time domain response unit number 2. You go through the videos carefully. It's a little bigger derivations. It is easier for you to understand while viewing this video again and again. Thank you students. In the next class I will explain you the evaluation of generalized error coefficients for your understanding. Keep on share these videos to your friends and support for the healthy development of an academic knowledge sharing in control system. Thank you students.